My 30 female student, 18 male, made a super creepy comment. My husband, 35 male, thinks I'm being paranoid. I'm a high school English teacher and have been for a few years. In that time, as a woman, I've been used to teenage boys behaving awkwardly around me sometimes, and pheromones are part of the deal. There have been occasional comments, but generally in the vein of, Miss, so-and-so has a crush on you, or Miss, would you be so-and-so's Valentine? It's all in good humor, in front of the whole class or a large group, and is well-meaning. My school throws a January ball for seniors, 16 to 18, which is basically an opportunity to celebrate the start of another calendar year. As it's after hours, not every teacher has to attend, and this year I was asked to chaperone. There is no alcohol permitted, but obviously some of them sneak in hip flasks and so on. During this month's ball, 2 students were huddled at a table in the corner of the hall, not dancing, just keeping to themselves. I know them well as problematic students who have difficulties socially, but also perform poorly academically, so they don't fit in with the popular crowd or the nerdy lot. We have some of these every year: poor hygiene, greasy hair, long fingernails, that sort of thing. Immediately, I could tell they had been drinking, from the way they spoke and smelled, and asked them to hand over any alcohol they had. One of the boys, I'll call him Stuart, started protesting. He said the following, and I'm 100% sure this is what he actually said. Quote, "Come on, miss. Don't pretend you won't open that bottle of Bailey's when you get home, feet up in your dressing gown, watching the new TV. Give us a break." Now, as soon as he said this, I felt my heart drop into my stomach and got cold all over. 1. I had just bought a bottle of Bailey's Irish Cream for myself the weekend before the dance. 2. I am in the habit, on nights where I don't have much marking or planning and want to treat myself, of having a bath and watching a movie and series in my dressing gown. 3. My husband bought a new television over Christmas. I asked him how he knew those things, and he feigned ignorance, basically saying it was just a lucky guess. I was so shaken up that I left them, and a short while later they both left. But that night I could barely sleep, and my paranoia kept growing. I simply cannot believe that he could have guessed all those 3 things. 1 maybe, but no way all 3. My husband is away for work currently. I phoned and told him about it, and he basically downplayed my concerns, saying I probably mentioned those things in my class at various points and the student had just remembered it. But I would never mention those things. I just wouldn't, and I'm sure I haven't. I've become more skittish at home when I hear noises. I only live in a small house, but when I arrive from home from buying groceries, I check every single room and cupboard before I lock the doors. I've also arranged to have the locks changed. When cars stop outside the house, I turn off all the lights and peek at them through the blinds. I'm having trouble sleeping. In class, this student is quiet and the same as ever, not completing homework assignments, distracted in class. My husband is growing increasingly exasperated and worried more for my mental health than the possibility this student could somehow know details of my personal life. I mentioned it to my supervisor as well, and she also basically reasoned that I had either misheard what he said, it was a coincidence, or a combination of the 2. What's the play here? I'm seriously freaked out and don't know how to even begin putting this to rest.
Okay. Yeah. No. I'm on your side. I'm on your side. I am concerned. If you are not financially strapped, which doesn't seem like you are, you said you're changing the locks, and that wasn't even a thought or an issue. Cameras. I'm getting cameras set up. I'm getting do we have a security system? I'm getting an upgraded security system. I'm getting cameras and an updated security system. And if that still doesn't temper your suspicions or concerns, and you still have some budget left, just hire a PI. Just PI the kid.
Oh, the kid?
Yep. Stalk the kid to see if he's stalking you. Is this dude playing peeping Tom with binoculars and looking through my windows late at night?
That's what I was picturing. Like, not in the house,
across
but like
the street.
Across the street.
Yep.
With
Just
binoculars.
looking in.
Yeah.
Like, do teachers know where their students live? Like, that probably wouldn't be common, right? Like, I don't think like the teacher would know like what all their students' addresses in there. Like, maybe if they went and looked, they would find out. But they wouldn't like just be looking at Timothy and being like, oh yeah, I know Timothy lives on 8th Street down there when they're in class, right? They probably don't know unless like they went to the office and been like checking. Maybe the kid is like a neighbor. Maybe he lives across her street. But no, like she would have seen him like coming out of the door. Like that's something that I feel like you would know or something. Or maybe he has a friend with somebody who lives across the street, uncle.
If that was the case, he would have been like, "Oh yeah, I see you. I see you through the window because I live across the street from you." When she asked why, like, how do you know all that stuff? He would have been like, "Because I happen to see you."
You know we're neighbors, right?
Yeah.
So he's not neighbors. So yeah. So like, okay, so PI him. If you don't have the budget for that, first step is cameras for me. First step, cameras, home system. If you are still paranoid and you can't afford the PI, become the PI.
No, because then you could get yourself arrested. You're stalking a child.
Where is the line on stalking? If you do,
we just heard
the
previous story.
Right, but he did it several times.
Yeah.
If I just decide one day, hey, I'm interested to know more about this person, and I decide to follow them, like where is the line?
How would you get it one time? The one time that you go looking for him, he's gonna conveniently be looking through the bushes into your home, like.
Maybe you get lucky. But now I'm just wondering, like, if you did decide to follow somebody one day, is that illegal to just follow them to see where they're going? Like, where is the line on stalkerism?
Stalkerism? That is not a word.
And detective work, personal detective work.
I don't know. I've always been curious about PIs. Like, because those aren't, like official... Like, could they get in trouble?
I don't think so because
they're not, like, working for the government.
No, but I think they have licenses. I think to be a PI, you have to go through certain training, and you have to have the right to be a PI. And I think, like, you have to show your private investigator's license.
Interesting. Okay.
But, like, what if you were, like we watch those shows where they just, they see someone walking down the street and they follow them. How much of that can you do before it becomes
without getting in trouble?
Illegal?
Yeah.
How much can you... Like, if you wanted to know if I wanted to know if you were cheating on me, can I follow you throughout the day to, like, watch your activities?
I guess that's fine.
Like, can I drive behind you as you go into Walmart? Can I wait for you to, like, exit out of the store and, like, try to follow you? How much of the surveillance line before it crosses the line?
I think it's all relative to the situation because, like, this is, like, his superior. Like, she is the teacher.
Yeah.
You can't really... go stalk a student like that. But like a husband and wife, if you're suspecting cheating, I feel like they're different circumstances.
What if
the different reasonings will hold up in court, I feel.
Okay, what if I just wanted to have a new hobby and I go to the mall and I'm mall watching and I find somebody.
People watching is not illegal.
Okay, so how far does the people watching go? We're having a bit of an intrusive thought here. I'm shopping at the mall. I'm seeing someone who I am not attracted to, not like I'm doing it in a creepy... It's going to be creepy because you're following somebody, but I'm not like, oh, I saw a beautiful girl, now I want to know where she lives. I just see this random dude and I'm just like, huh. And he's leaving the mall and I walk to the mall and I just walk and then I see what car he gets into and then I go over to my car and then I start seeing where he's driving to and then I just follow him until I see what house he pulls into.
I have no idea.
And then I continue driving and then I go home the long way.
I have no idea.
And I don't do anything after I discovered what house he lives into. And then I never show up again. I never go back to that house. I never follow him again. I never do anything to stop the student again.
We're getting sidetracked. This has nothing to do with the story.
Is that illegal? It's an intrusive thought.
Okay, top comment. My thing is, why would he say new TV? I could believe it if he said drinking some wine, watching TV in your dressing gown, but being extremely specific about your drink of choice and new TV is a little scary. Wine is a trope, /TV is what you would think people do, /dressing gown is cozy. But those extra added details make it not a coincidence. That was exactly my thought. Like the new TV specifically. Like Bailey's, fine. Like maybe like...
I thought he had Bailey's, and I thought she was confiscating his Bailey's when I read that. The only thing that got me was new TV.
New TV.
The dressing gown, I was like, okay, that's a stab, whatever. Yes. And then new TV is like, or I was like, how did he know she had a new TV?
Yeah, that is like too specific to deny. So OP replies, exactly. If it was just, you're going to have some Baileys, or even you'll have some Baileys in front of your TV, like, okay. But those comments plus the new TV, question mark, exclamation mark.
Also, the next comment too, like fair point. Like, do you use social media? Maybe the kids could be stalking you. Like, have you posted your new TV? Do you post your feet up, on your stories or anything? Like, how much do you do as a teacher with your private Instagram?
That could be the case. Okay, so there's an update that I have not read yet.
Okay.
This was not here when I first picked the story. I'm excited. I wasn't expecting this post to receive so much attention. I'm really grateful to so many people who have validated my concerns and helped me develop a plan of action. I got home a little while ago and I'm going out shortly with a friend to try rule out Bluetooth and Wi-Fi devices with my neighbors. After that, the two of us will try to conduct a meticulous search of the house for any concealed devices, using the lights out phone camera tricks some people recommended and some other tips I found online. Just to clarify a couple of points that I've seen raised a few times. Dressing gown is a really common term here in England for what Americans might call a robe. It's absolutely common parlance. Here, most people I know would associate a robe with something a wizard might wear. In terms of being a lucky guess, if he had just said, relax with a glass of wine, I might have assumed so. But the dressing gown comment, plus the Bailey's comment, when I had just bought a bottle, and the explicit mention of the new television, which I am 100% certain I did not misinterpret, these things make it so much harder to write off as a coincidence. As far as social media goes, I have Instagram, which is set to private under my maiden name, and my profile picture is not of me. I am not in the habit of connecting with former students. I only have 3 who have all gone on to study English at university and have used me as references. I also have a Snapchat, which I use only with my husband and very close friends. I have posted nothing about my new television, and I also don't think I've mentioned this to colleagues, let alone to students. Certainly, I said nothing about the Baileys I just bought. Also, yes, these are all great, thoughts as to, why this could have happened, but if any of those were the reason, the kid would have said so. Oh, you mentioned it to Miss whatever, that you bought a new TV. You told us you bought a new TV. But he was like she said, he was feigning ignorance. So that's so suspicious to me.
It's sketchy. That's smart for I couldn't, man, imagine you find a hidden camera inside your house.
Oh my God, I would lose
I was thinking he's just a peeping Tom, but now she's like, I'm searching through Bluetooth devices. And then she's finding hidden little cameras. I found a Reddit post that is talking about how to use your phone. When you turn off your lights and you're recording, you can see the lights pop up in infrared or something like
TikTok,
that.
Yeah.
You can see the dots around the night vision lights. That's crazy. Oh my God, imagine she finds something. That would be so scary.
I'm going to have to follow this account so we get updates, because unfortunately that was the only update.
Insanity.
Crazy. I am concerned for her.
Her husband is underreacting.
Yeah. I don't know. We just have an intuition. I feel I don't know. There's paranoia, and then there's just a gut feeling, and when it's a gut feeling.
Yeah, someone just gives you the icky vibe.
Crazy. Okay.